Welcome back to the Car Boutique's detailing channel. His name's Carl.
His name's Andy.
Okay, today we are looking at two products from a brand called Monstershine. Okay, so Monstershine. Now I've been using Monstershine products for a couple of years. Carl, is this first time?
Yeah, completely brand new to Monstershine.
Do you know anything about them, or?
I know they're a brand that's up in Scotland, and that is about all my level of knowledge on it.
Fantastic, fantastic. Now the two products we're going to be looking at are Monstershine Glosslock Sealer Glaze, which won my Battle of the Glazes about a couple of years ago, and we're also going to be looking at Monstershine Ceramic Waxes, and we're going to be using these as a combination. Now, as you've probably seen on some videos in the past, Carl's car is the perfect car to look at glazes in terms of covering up scratches and marring and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it was always going to be on this one. So we've already done the maintenance wash. We've used a an alkaline pre-wash. We've used an alkaline snow foam, a slightly acidic shampoo, and we've done tar and glue and fallout as well. We've taken it inside, given it a good dry down, and because we want to focus on the ability of products to actually mask scratches, etc., we've gone over with a water spot remover to get rid of any water spots to give us a clean canvas. Okay, so the first product we're going to be looking at is Glosslock Sealer Glaze. Now, a glaze is a product we don't really see much of on social media, is it? It's all about waxes, ceramics and everything, and glazes sort of get left alone a bit.
To be fair, obviously we've spoken about the fact that my car really could do with machine polishing, but this is a quick fix for smaller crazing, swirls, and smaller scratches.
Okay, so I'm really looking forward to sharing what a glaze can do with Carl. Now, a lot of people sort of think glazes are cheating, but it's not really. It's another product in the detailing market that has worth. Now, if you haven't got the time or the skill or the equipment to machine polish to give that sort of polished look, a glaze might just be your friend. Now, a glaze is full of, this glaze is full of polymers and fillers. So the whole idea is to get actually into those light scratches, level them to give you the aesthetics of a machined polished cars. And we're going to do a side by side. Now, Carl's already put some tape down the middle. We're going to do a glaze side and then a side left on its own. And hopefully you will see the fact that the glaze side looks flatter, and we're going to be looking for a depth of colour and a depth of gloss, because this indeed has gloss enhancers in it as well. So clearly this is a temporary measure, and this is not replacing machine polishing. Machine polishing is permanent paint correction. This is basically filling in the scratches to give the appearance that your car's been machine polished, and it's quick and easy. And that's one of the variables as to why Glosslock actually won the Battle of the Glazes some time ago. So we're going to go over there to the bonnet. It's all prepped, and we're going to do a demonstration, and we're going to get the inspection lights out, and we're going to show you the worth of the glaze. So we've already prepped this vehicle for the test. Now I'm just going to show you, and hopefully the GoPro is going to pick this up, all the swirls, and this car is absolutely covered in them. All right, so you can clearly see all those swirls on this lovely metallic paint. So both sides are exactly the same. See all the scratches and the swirls. So we're going to do a demonstration of the actual glaze on this side, then we'll do a side-by-side comparison, and then crack on. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is give it a really, really good shake. And if there's anyone standing behind me at the moment, this is going to look really, really rude. But anyway, let's not go there. Don't laugh, Carl. Carl's still mic'd up. And it's nice and easy. This is such a flexible product. So once we've applied it, it's basically let it haze over. Now, the top tip with this is you can do your entire car and then come back to buffing it off. I've left this half an hour. It makes no difference. As long as it's hazed up, this comes off really, really easy. You're going to see that shortly. So we've got a microfiber pad, and we're just putting 2 runs on the pad. All right, you don't have to worry about using sort of too much. However, if you use just enough to get it leveled, and I apply this pretty much similar to how I apply a ceramic wax. So you know my thing about circles. Carl likes his circles on his waxes, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
I like straight lines. And it's all about even coverage. And it's really important, that even coverage, because if you miss a bit, where the fillers haven't gone in, they're going to stand out so much. So nice even coverage. Try not to get any sort of ridges or high spots. It smells quite chemically, but it's nice and easy. Don't overwork this. If you do overwork it, it'll start drying. Okay, you'll feel it get grabby under the applicator. And that is it. Nice and easy. Now all we're now waiting for this is to haze. I'm going to let this haze for about 25 minutes and come back and show you the removal. Carl's going to have a go on that side as well after we've done the comparison, and then we'll do the entire car. Okay, so we're going to look at removal. Now this has been on about 30 or 40 minutes. You can leave this literally as long as you want, but the golden rule is make sure it's fully hazed over before you actually remove it. So I've got a short pile microfiber, and that is how easy this is to remove. It is absolutely effortless. And you can layer this, but Carl, you read the instructions. Once you've put your 1 or 2 layers over, it does say leave it for a specific amount of time, doesn't it?
So what it says is if you want to add a wax on top of this, to leave it a minimum of an hour prior to the application of your final LSP.
Excellent. So this is sort of the glaze part, so we're filling in hopefully those micro scratches. It has got a sealant component as well, and it is, like you say, if you leave it for an hour, a good foundation for a wax as well, which we will be doing. Now there is the argument that because the wax isn't on clean paint, it might be affecting the longevity of the wax, and I agree with that. But we're going to do hydrophobics. We're going to do lots of comparisons with glaze on its own and glaze and wax. So it'll be interesting to see how the wax and the glaze work together. So that is absolutely effortless. Okay, we're going to be doing a side-by-side. I'm going to switch over to the phone camera shortly because the GoPro is rubbish at picking up stuff like this. But just visually, Carl, what are your thoughts on the side that's been glazed as opposed to the side that's basically clean paint?
So I'm going to say there's a massive difference. Andy's phone will hopefully pick it up.
Yep.
It is filled in with those fillers and polymers, taking out a large proportion of our swirl marks and some of the lighter scratches that I have in my paintwork. It's really darkened and brought out the gloss on that paintwork. And I've got to say, I'm really, really happy with how it's performed.
And like I say, glazes, we don't talk much about them, albeit a temporary fix, okay? But, you know, if you get 2 or 3 months out of this, if you're selling a car, if you're prepping a car for a special occasion, you haven't got time to machine polish, this is gold dust in my eyes.
Absolutely.
And it's reminding me why the Monstershine Glaze won the Battle of the Glazes, which is really, really good. So I'm going to switch over to the footage now. You can quite clearly see a massive difference. Hopefully you can see the sort of the darkening of the colour, but the main thing is the masking of those light swirls, and my camera is hopefully picking this up. A massive difference. So really, really pleased with that. Okay, so that's Glosslock done. Really, really happy. I knew the results it was going to give, so I'm happy that it's worked, and I'm happy that you've seen the colour enhancement and the swirl temporary fix.
Yeah, like you said, it's a temporary fix. However, it has done an absolutely cracking job of it. I can see why you've recommended it in the past, why it's won your
and it was up against stiff competition. I think there was 5 or 6 of them, some big brand names.
Yeah.
And this was the one that was a clear winner. So really, really good. We're now going to, in accordance with instructions, leave this for about an hour. My experience of glazes is because you've got those resins and those polymers that you really, really do want to give them as much opportunity to harden. I usually leave it for a minimum of 12 hours, and some glazes I leave for 24 hours. The instructions say for an hour. We're going to give it, should we give it a couple of hours? We can go get some food and a coffee, and then we'll come back, and then we're going to go on to the wax, which is brand new to both of us, so we're going to share that experience together.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. I've really enjoyed using the glaze, however, I've heard a lot of good things about the wax, so I'm looking forward to putting that to the test.
We're going to have a bonding session, us two and the wax.
I'm glad you ended with the ing on the end of that.
What? Bond.
Age.
Oh yeah, bondage. He's a funny guy, isn't he? Okay, so we're on to Monstershine Ceramic Wax. I'll read straight off the label. We haven't even opened this yet. Made for gloss, enhanced durability and fantastic water behaviour, giving self-cleaning properties with both ease of use and removal in mind. Now we are going to do a side-by-side comparison of the hydrophobicity, so we're going to look at the hydrophobicity of just the glaze, and then once Carl's put the wax on, we'll do a comparison. And this professes to potentially 12 months longevity. Now, we've had a good chat about this. Now, if this was a natural wax, I would seriously question that longevity claim. I have not found a natural Canobba-based wax, even with a blend of natural waxes, that has lasted anywhere near 12 months. However, this is sort of a synthetic wax, so it's got the waxes and the ceramic content as well. And we've been chatting to people who've used this before, and they are claiming very, very good longevity. So we will come back to this. So essentially, we flipped a coin as to who gets to play with it, open it for the first time, and Carl, you won. So
I did.
I am now going to hand it over to you, young man.
Thank you very much. So as Andy said, I'm going to open this for the first time and hand the lid to my trusty assistant.
Thank you.
So first looks, great pour. I'll bring it up to the camera. Cracking pour on it.
Oh, that smells divine.
That really smells. I could be wrong, but I'm sort of almost vanilla-ish.
It is vanilla.
Yeah, so really nice scent.
Oily?
Quite an oily wax, so this should be really easy to, or should be in the word, easy to apply and hopefully just as easy to remove. So as per usual, get a couple of swipes onto the applicator, and as you all know now, I love my little circles. So that scent really starts to come out. And remember, less is more with this.
I think it says on the instructions the thinnest, like any wax, isn't it? The thinnest.
Yeah, the thinnest of layers.
Seems to be going on easy enough.
So, and it's spreading really nice, actually, spreading really, really nicely. Like as you can all see, I'm getting a fair way down the bonnet here, and I've not yet had to dip back in to the pot yet.
That smells lovely.
I know, but there's very few waxes, I think, that. So I've just dipped into the pot again because I needed a little bit more. That the scent really comes out when you're applying it. Most waxes for me really smell really great in the tin, but when you come to apply it, you seem to lose it somewhat.
Some people don't really give a hoot about the smell, but I think if a manufacturer can produce a wax that enhances the user experience, but doesn't impact on the performance of the wax, it's great. You know why? You know, for a bit of effort, you know, we don't like applying wax that have got that sort of petroleum carrier smell.
No, not at all.
And as long as it doesn't impact on the actual wax performance, like I said, why wouldn't you? You know.
As like we've said in previous videos, for us two, part of that is we love applying wax, and it's an experience, and part of that experience for me is scent. And if a petroleum-based one, may well be one of the best in the world, but for me, I'll probably be a little less inclined to use it because my experience is not as good as, say, using one with may give us a slightly less durability, but gives me a better experience.
Now you'll notice Carl has only applied it to this half, okay, because once this is removed and we've let it, we're going to leave it for a good couple of hours. We're then going to do the hydrophobicity comparison between both sides, okay, and that'll be an interesting comparison. So happy with that?
Really happy with it.
Nice
really
and easy. Any
really
negative or positive observations? I think we've discussed.
So positive, definitely from an experience side. Scent is amazing.
Yeah.
Also, ease of application, really, really easy to apply. So we'll let this cure now, and then we'll see how easy it is to remove.
Now the instructions do say just let it sort of haze and cure, so we'll do the swipe test and we'll get back to you shortly as to how long it's taken.
So we've left the wax to cure for about 5 minutes. It started to haze, so as with anything, do a quick swipe test. Absolutely looks like it's ready to come off, so we'll get a short pile fibre, microfiber to take it off, and probably look at buffing it off with a larger pile. And I'm going to say this is amazingly easy to remove.
We've been quite lucky recently with easy remove waxes, aren't
really,
we?
yeah, absolutely. It's.
Oh, man. I can't wait to play.
Literally, that's it. That is the wax remove.
Yep.
Two swipes goes over with the microfiber and it's off. So I'm going to go and buff with a larger pile of microfiber.
Now what you'll find is Carl has deliberately left a panel. Can you just point to the panel that you've left, Carl? That bit there. We're going to leave that panel at the side of the bonnet for as long as we possibly can, so we can sort of report back to you whether leaving it on, it's still as easy to remove as possible. So yes, swipe test, 5 minutes, great. Let's see after a couple of hours. We'll shoot a video in a couple of hours as to how easy it is to remove. So are you happy?
I am very happy.
Excellent.
Really
right,
happy.
I'm going to get to play now. We're going to wax the rest of the car, and then we're going to leave it for as long as we can, and then we're going to come back and do the side-by-side comparison test with the glaze plus wax and comparing it to just the glaze. Okay, so that's the wax applied. We have left it about 2.5 hours, but before we do the long-awaited hydrophobicity test, like we said, we've left this bit for 2.5 hours as well. So, Carl, do you want to just see if it removes as easy as it did when we did the initial test?
One would say yes.
Absolutely. Okay, so a quick additional test there. That's just showing, I think this is the kind of wax you could probably leave on for about a month and come back and it'll be just as easy to apply. So that's really, really encouraging. Okay, we're going to reposition the cameras and get the H2O out. Okay, Carl, have you armed yourself with the finest Hampshire hydrogen dioxide? Excellent. Okay, so just for recall, this side here is the side that we've only applied the glaze to, and this side here has the glaze and the wax on as well. So it'll be interesting to see if there's any difference in terms of beading and sheeting. So let's do the beading first. I am going to overlay photographs that I've taken with my phone because I can get in a lot closer and look at the contact angles and all that kind of stuff. So let's go. Keep going. Okay, that looks beautiful. Okay, so that's the beading just with the GoPro. I'm now going to overlay some photographs taken with the phone. Thoughts, Carl?
It's beaded nicely. As it gets slightly larger, they're not as uniformed.
Okay,
but
apply a bit more water. Just keep going until it starts.
You can see just round about here where they're just...
Yeah. Well, the main purpose of the glaze is the protection, isn't it? And it has got a canolba content. So we weren't really expecting massive beads just with the glaze, were we?
No, we weren't. But no. For a glaze, or my only time with the glaze, however, I am impressed by the beading by this.
Still pretty good, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Should we just do the runoff test now with this side? Or do you want to do the beading on the other side?
Do the beading
Let's do the beading on the other side. Okay, so doing this live. So this one has got the wax applied as well. So we are hoping for bigger beads.
Yeah.
Absolutely, right, okay.
You can see by here
whopping
and here.
Beads.
Whopping beads.
And running off like a crazy fill.
And brilliantly uniformed.
Do you know, I'm really happy because this was going really, really well. I did not want to fail at the last hurdle, so I'm encouraged by this. So I'm going to overlay some pictures that I've taken with the phone. So thoughts, Carl?
So for me, really, really tight beading, uniform beading. Some of those beadings got to really large size before it just rolled off. It was absolutely sublime to see.
I love them beads. Okay, so a definite difference in terms of the uniformity and the high contact angles with the wax applied, which is what we would expect.
Well, we would like to expect, and we've got.
Okay, my helper has transformed himself to the other side. Okay, so the sheeting or the runoff test. So let's have a look. And release. Okay, it's going, but it's not. If this was the wax, we'd be disappointed, wouldn't we?
Yes, yeah. It's not the quickest of sheeters, but it is sheeted.
It's gone. It's just taken a bit longer to sort of expel the water off the actual bonnet. Okay, and on to the other side. So we're expecting great things. Let's have a look on this side. Well, there's the difference.
Well, there's the difference.
There's a difference. I don't think we need to rabbit on.
No.
Okay, huge difference. So, yeah, the camera doesn't lie. Massive difference in beading and a considerable difference with the actual sheeting, the water displacement. So that is what we expect. Really happy with that.
Yeah, definitely happy.
Okay, so that's us all done. We're going to take the vehicle out and give you a show around very shortly. I'm really impressed with you.
I'm absolutely stoked at how the car's turned out.
Really good. It's not about giving ourselves toffee, but we're enthusiasts, and when we are happy with our work, why not pat ourselves on the back?
Oh, thank you.
Give us a pat. Excellent. We did carry out a bit of titivation. We've cleaned the windows. We've applied some tyre shine. And we've also gone round with the trim protector because there was a little bit of the wax got on the trim that sort of left a white residue, but the trim restorers removed that, which is great. Okay, so we've communicated our feelings and our experiences off it, but we always do a summary at the end and share our emotional responses to these products. So first of all, the Glosslock, the Glaze sealant. I've used it before. I knew what was coming in terms of the swirl removals. Remember, it's only a temporary fix, and it's not going to reduce big scratches. Easy on, easy off, and like I said, the effect, the aesthetic enhancement on the paint is noticeable, and I think that's where we're getting the majority of the gloss, because it's giving a truer reflection, and that is emphasising the sort of the gloss of the vehicle, which is really good. Thoughts on the glaze?
Yeah, I'm really happy with the gloss and everything else like that. It's just such a superb product. For me, it's one that I would personally go out and buy myself. That's how I rate it. If I would go out and buy it, for me, it's a good enough product.
And if you get 2, 3, 4 months out of it, okay, great, you come and apply it again. And like I say, it's only a temporary fix. We're only filling those minor scratches, which is good. Brilliant product. Okay, Monstershine Ceramic Wax, first time for both of us. Very critical with waxes, and you know, this was our year of wax. I'll be honest, I can't fault this. The price, was it about 25 quid normal?
So I think it's £24.99 normal price. However, I do believe it's on sale for about £17.49. So personally, go out there, grab one.
Yeah, and if you're watching this, it's going to be around about 25 quid. £25 for this wax is superb value. And I say value because I'm comparing the cost with the performance, and that is great value. The smell is lovely. It's an oily consistency. It applies super easy. Hazed and passed the swipe test after 5 minutes. We left it 2.5 hours. It still came off really, really easy. And it's definitely enhanced the depth of colour, especially on black, which is really, really good. Really, really can't fault it. Interesting to see the longevity, that 12-month claim. We'll see how we get on with this. If you keep the car long enough. All right, so he's thinking of selling it. Okay, well, we'll get back to you if we can. Love it, absolutely love it. Nailed it, Monstershine. Thoughts?
Again, same as you. Fantastic pull, fantastic scent. So for me, experience-wise, it was very much a highlight. Really easy application because of the oiliness of the wax. Came to removal, just as easy, if not easier to remove than it was to apply. And what came out of it, like I said right at the beginning, I'm stoked with how this car's turned out. Hydrophobicity on this, absolutely insane. Really uniform beads, high contact angles. You can't rate it
Out the
anymore.
waxes we've used recently, this is right up there with the uniformity, the tallness, the contact angles, and the photograph we took it just emphasised the point. It was beautiful to look at.
Yeah.
People who use this are going to be waiting for it to rain. Because when it rains, can you send a photograph in? We'll put it on the Facebook page. This is just going to go like this. You're going to get a clump of super high beads, and then it's just going to go. See you later. Looking forward to seeing that.
And like Andy said, we'll put it on the Facebook page. However, our members of TCB love a good bead photo, so I'm looking forward for it to rain, get that photo, and smash it onto the Facebook group.
So that's it. We're going to take the vehicle out and have a good look around. 2 products I've used from Monstershine. I really should use more because I absolutely love both of these. And we got a competition winner and a wax that I cannot critique in any way, shape or form. I'm definitely going to look into these products, more of their range. So Monstershine, you've nailed it with both of these, in my opinion. Your price point's spot on, your performance is spot on. Absolutely love it. Final thoughts from you, Carl?
Look forward to trying more of this range because from these two, things can only get better.
Absolutely. There's a song there, isn't there?
I know, but
by D. Ream, isn't it?
Yeah.
We can't play it because we'll get pulled up for copyright infringement. So
and you don't want to hear me singing.
We don't. So we're going to take the car outside. Until the next video, from Andrew, it's a big goodbye.
And from Carl, it's an even bigger goodbye.
Thank you. Always had to do one better, didn't you?
No.